vast wetland, a harsh biological arena. Rwanda. Who is the most deserving ruler of this land? Leave your choice in the comments section and let's discover together. Untamed Savannah, the ultimate test of instincts. The Kilala Plains, an ocean of sun-scorched golden grass covering the north of the 1,122 square kilometer Akagera landscape. This is the largest protected wetland in Rwanda and Central Africa. It is known as the miniature Serengeti, but hidden beneath this peaceful beauty lies one of nature's most brutal arenas. This place witnesses breathtaking chases every single day. The leopard and the serval. Two bolts of lightning scorching the grass beneath the harsh sun. In northern empires like the Serengeti or the Masai Mara, servals are ghosts. They are elusive, rare and invisible. But here in Rwanda's Akagera, the density of servals is unusually high. They are among the most efficient hunting machines on the savannah. The serval's hunting success rate reaches 50%, double that of the lion. They dominate the undergrowth, a kingdom of tiny assassins. But where prey gathers in abundance, the true monsters will follow. That is the inevitable law of nature. And this leopard understands that law all too well. Africa's solitary hunter knows this is a biologically mismatched battle. The agile prey weighs a mere 13 kilograms, while the leopard is a moving block of muscle weighing 60 kilograms, 4 times the weight and 10 times the strength. An easy feast if executed correctly. Atop a termite mound, the serval is hard at work. The longest legs relative to body size in the cat family provide an absolute advantage for peering over the tall grass. Its giant ears act like 2 radar dishes, capable of rotating 180 degrees independently. It is scanning for the ultrasonic frequencies of rodents trembling underground, but it has missed the breathing of death itself. Leopard has no desire to race the serval, a creature capable of speeds up to 80 kilometers per hour. Its rosette-patterned coat helps the leopard blend into the dappled sunlight of the plains. The gap closes to 5 meters. Leopard's speed has now reached 60 kilometers per hour. The flow of oxygen is cut off, and life is drained away. The small, agile predator could not outrun its fate. But victory on the Kilala Plains always comes with risk. In this vast, open expanse, no wall exists to block the scent of fresh blood. The wind, the savannah's most treacherous messenger, has carried the message of death for kilometers, and a spotted hyena has picked up that signal. The spotted hyena draws closer. There are no allies here, yet the spotted hyena remains supremely confident. It knows the leopard is a solitary hunter. If injured, the leopard will be unable to hunt and will starve. That is the psychological leverage hyenas often use to intimidate the faint-hearted. But today may just be an unlucky day for the spotted hyena. The leopard has no intention of abandoning a high-quality meal like the serval, a meal it has fought so hard to secure. The leopard's resilience has forced the hyena to back down. The balance of risk and reward is not worth the price of a life. The leopard has secured its prize, but it understands that in Rwanda, peace is merely a fleeting pause between battles. The leopard and the spotted hyena. Which predator impresses you more? Leave a comment below and let's see how many people share your opinion. The humiliating defeat by the leopard has not deterred the spotted hyena. On the contrary, hunger and pride have driven it to place an even greater wager: to steal a kill from a lion. This perilous mission demands greater resources. A hyena clan can number in the dozens, led by the largest female. The power of the pack is their most crucial weapon in battles against lions. And fortunately, their target is a solitary male lion. A male lion can weigh up to 220 kilograms, 3 times the size of his enemy. His massively developed forequarter muscles can deliver a swipe capable of shattering a spotted hyena's spine or skull. Yet, the hyenas remain supremely confident in their numerical advantage. The meal is separated from them by only one more battle. An unlucky day for the hyena pack. But this clash is not merely a struggle for a meal, it is the echo of a battle for supremacy that has spanned decades in Akagera. 25 years ago, under the pressure of humanity, the final roars of the Savannah Kings faded into silence. Lions were completely erased from the map of Rwanda. This was how the settlers here protected their livestock. Akagera National Park fell into a massive power vacuum for 15 years, and the spotted hyena seized the opportunity to ascend the throne. They proliferated unchecked, turning these plains into their private playground. But history turned a new page in 2015. The doors of specialized transport trucks swung open. The first 7 lions were reintroduced. The exiled kings had returned to reclaim their lost throne. The battle with the hyena clearly demonstrated the lion's dominant status. Despite an inferior bite force, the lion's canine teeth, measuring up to 10 centimeters, can pierce deep and cause rapid asphyxiation. And when combined with terrifying muscular strength, the hyena's numerical advantage is rendered meaningless. In its place, a primal fear rises as the king returns. However, driving off the spotted hyena is merely the first step in establishing order. The king's crown is constantly under challenge. The lions of Akagera are forced to confront a prey that never knows how to bow down, the African buffalo. Among professional hunters, this animal bears a chilling nickname, the Black Death. Silently ferocious creatures, they are ready to charge without warning. With a body mass of 900 kilograms, the male African buffalo is a veritable biological tank. It weighs 5 to 6 times the mass of a female lion. A height of up to 1.7 meters transforms it into an imposing, immovable wall. That is why a lion rarely attacks an African buffalo alone. They are compelled to deploy their most sophisticated pack tactics. The skin on the African buffalo's neck can be up to 5 centimeters thick. It is a natural layer of Kevlar armor that the lion's fangs and claws struggle to penetrate. But the lion's hunt does not always go according to plan. On the Kilala Plains, African buffalo congregate in massive herds. They create a pitch-black living fortress, blanketing the grassland, and the herd itself is the ultimate counter-attack. The African buffalo's most terrifying weapon lies upon its head, a pair of horns that do not grow separately. Instead, they fuse at the base, forming a solid shield of bone known as the boss. And when necessary, it becomes a deadly scythe against the lion. This is the brutal reality of survival in Rwanda. New scars have deeply etched a harsh rule into the minds of the lions. The apex predator does not always emerge victorious. The lion, the leopard, and the African buffalo are 3 members of Africa's Big Five. Do you know which 2 species remain? Leave a comment and keep watching to find the answer. This holds especially true as the lion leaves behind the vast plains of the north. Venturing west, the terrain begins to undulate dramatically, giving rise to the majestic Mutumba Hills. This is the backbone of Akagera, and it is also a death trap that every predator must approach with caution. Yet, the leopard decides to venture into this region. To remain on the plains means facing intense competitive pressure from lions and hyenas. Mutumba, with its rolling hills, has always been a barrier to many predators. And the peak, rising to 1,825 meters, presents a constant challenge for those accustomed to the flat terrain of the plains. The leopard has spotted the prey it seeks, the klipspringer. Hunting mode is instantly activated. Had this been the Kilala Plains, the leopard could have ended this hunt quickly. But here in Mutumba, the klipspringer possesses a trusted ally. The steep, precipitous cliffs, their specialized escape routes. This is the secret weapon of the tiny klipspringer, standing only about 50 centimeters tall. They move on the very tips of their hooves rather than using the entire sole like other ungulates. The 2 cylindrical hooves cluster together, no larger than a coin. The fleshy pads underneath act like rubber suction cups, providing absolute traction. This structure allows it to stand firm on rock ledges a mere 30 millimeters wide. A weight of less than 15 kilograms allows the klipspringer to toy with gravity. It flies up cliffs 5 times its own height. A superior vestibular system allows for perfect balance, and just like that, the leopard is left far behind in frustration. Here in the Mutumba Hills, raw muscle power has been defeated by nature's miraculous adaptation. Nature has not taken the side of the predator. But hunger does not permit the leopard to surrender. As night descends, draping a pitch-black veil over the hillsides, it turns its sights to new prey. Baboons, specifically the olive baboon, the loudest residents of this mountain region. The leopard's eyes are equipped with a reflective layer behind the retina known as the tapetum lucidum. They absorb 6 times more light than the human eye. Conversely, visual weakness compels the primates to sleep on high branches to avoid ambush. But the leopard is a master climber. In the darkness, the balance of power tips heavily in favor of the leopard. But the tide turns immediately with the arrival of dawn. No longer the panicked, helpless prey of the dark, the baboons instantly launch a counterattack. The alpha males, armed with 5-centimeter-long canines, lead the charge to overthrow the predator. The baboon's tactic, known as mobbing, has worked. The leopard is a flawless assassin, but it possesses a fatal weakness. It is alone, and a single wound could completely compromise its hunting ability, sentencing it to starvation. The calculus of survival forces the leopard to retreat. The Mutumba Hills have once again proven to be the place where the hunted turn the tables. Are you more impressed by the klipspringer's evasion or the baboon's counterattack against the leopard? The wiser leopards have made preparations for the times when hunts fail. They return to isolated, secluded trees. There, they have stashed kills from previous hunts. Rock-solid muscles allow this cat to hoist prey weighing as much as, or even double, its own body weight up to 10 meters high. A shrewd strategy to keep their prize safe from thieves. But unfortunately, the lions have discovered this tree. Contrary to popular belief, the king of the savannah can climb trees proficiently. However, a body mass exceeding 100 kilograms means they rarely display this skill. Lions are not frequent visitors to the Mutumba Hills. The kings of the savannah prefer the flat plains where they can conserve maximum energy. Climbing slopes burns calories at a dizzying rate, a luxury this massive predator cannot afford. Only males cast out from their prides are forced to wander into the central or southern regions. The wanderers, nomadic males, the Mutumba Hills, become their migration corridor. Hunting in this rugged terrain is nearly an impossible mission. That is why the lions target the trees where leopards stash their kills. Here in Mutumba, the density of leopards is 10 times that of lions. If they can just locate the hidden cache, the lion's hunger will be satisfied. However, when the leopards remain elusive, the lions of Mutumba are left with no other option. They are compelled to hunt in terrain that is not their forte, and here they clash with an adversary that seems to defy the laws of physics. The common eland, one of the largest antelope species on Earth. A mature male eland can weigh up to 900 kilograms, equivalent to an African buffalo. But that massive frame cannot stop them from performing spectacular leaps. From a standstill, without any run-up, the eland can clear heights of up to 3 meters. Its hindquarters are packed with fast-twitch muscle fibers, transforming its legs into giant biological springs. Those legs are also a formidable weapon for counterattack. When escape is impossible, the eland instantly transforms from an aerial dancer into a gladiator. Its rear kick can shatter the skull of an adult lion. Far from his favored territory, even the king must bow. Among the predators featured, which species impresses you the most? Please leave your choice in the comments section. The white-backed vulture also chooses to stand apart from the predator's war. However, the moment the hunt concludes, they spring into action. That is why they are considered one of Africa's most efficient cleanup crews. The white-backed vulture is a master of aerodynamics. To conserve energy, they rarely flap their wings, which span over 2 meters. Instead, they ride columns of hot air, thermals, rising from the earth to ascend to altitudes of 3,000 meters. Their wing structure, with primary feathers splayed like fingers, reduces air resistance and provides absolute balance control. From this height, vision becomes the white-backed vulture's superpower. They can spot an antelope-sized carcass from a distance of 6 kilometers. They also constantly monitor the behavior of their own kind. If just one bird drops altitude suddenly, dozens of others from every direction recognize the signal and dive in. Upon touching down, the white-backed vultures transform into a professional sanitation squad. Their featherless heads and necks allow them to plunge deep into the abdominal cavities of carcasses to feed without soiling their plumage. Under the harsh sun, bacteria adhering to their bare skin are rapidly destroyed, protecting them from infection. The stomach of a white-backed vulture is an extremely acidic environment with a pH of approximately 1.0. This environment is so harsh it can dissolve bone and neutralize most deadly bacteria and viruses. Anthrax, cholera, and botulism become harmless inside the vulture's gut. By consuming rotting carrion, they prevent the spread of diseases into the water sources and grasslands. A flock of white-backed vultures feeds with incredible speed. They can strip a 50-kilogram antelope carcass clean in just 20 minutes. After gorging, the crop on their chest bulges, capable of holding up to 1 kilogram of meat. At this point, they are often too heavy to take flight immediately and must rest to digest. Yet, the dense population of white-backed vultures in Akagera tells a tragic story. This bird is listed as critically endangered by the IUCN. Poaching of rhinos and elephants across Africa has led to the poisoning of mass carcasses, the bird's primary food source. Akagera, thanks to strict security and the management of African parks, has become one of their final strongholds. Possessing a muscular frame weighing up to 300 kilograms and standing 1.5 meters tall, they have no need for camouflage. They are the second largest antelope in Africa, ranking only behind the giant eland. But when it comes to aggression, no antelope surpasses them. When facing a predator, the roan antelope is often ready to stand and fight. They are supremely confident in their backward curving horns. This weapon is thick, ridged for structural hardness, and curved like a scythe. This is a weapon designed to slash rather than stab like that of the African buffalo. When attacked by lions or leopards, the roan antelope will always protect its vulnerable hindquarters. They will drop to their knees, lowering their center of gravity to shield their throat. The sharp horns are swept side to side with terrifying speed. The area immediately surrounding their head becomes a death zone. There are numerous real-world records of roan antelope killing or seriously injuring inexperienced lions. A slash from those curved horns can rip open an enemy's abdomen with a single shake of the head. Therefore, even the strongest lions must think carefully before putting this animal on the menu. Often the risk is simply too great. The strength of the roan antelope is also reflected in its unique social structure. They live in a matriarchy. A basic herd consists of females and their young, led by the most experienced dominant female. The dominant male plays the role of the outer guardian. The territory of a male roan antelope in Mutumba is vast and strictly defended. He will not hesitate to battle other males to secure access to the best water sources and grazing grounds for his harem. Newborns are hidden by their mothers in the dense grasses of the hills for the first 2 weeks of life. Once they join the herd, they are protected by a solid fortress wall. If a calf is threatened, the herd will not scatter in panic. They form a defensive phalanx, horns facing outward, ready to fight to the death to protect the future generation. The presence of the roan antelope in Akagera is a conservation miracle. Once common across the African savannas, today their numbers are in serious decline. In East Africa, they have vanished from many renowned national parks. Akagera, with the specific terrain of the Mutumba Hills, has become one of the most important remaining strongholds for this species. Roan antelope are selective feeders. They do not graze close to the ground like zebras, nor do they browse high foliage like giraffes. They require medium-height grasses where nutritional quality is highest. The slopes of Mutumba, with their excellent drainage and diverse vegetation, are the ideal habitat. Accompanying the roan antelope are herds of plains zebra. They seek these hills when the rainy season begins to pour down on the valleys, turning the lowlands into muddy quagmires. They detest the mud that slows their stride. And above all, the plains zebra hates the tsetse fly. This blood-sucking fly concentrates heavily in the dense brush of the lowlands. The Mutumba Hills, with their elevation and strong winds, become an ideal refugee camp, helping them escape the harassment of these insects. In the ecological tapestry of Akagera, the plains zebra are the premier ecosystem engineers. Unlike ruminants, such as antelope or buffalo, that must selectively choose young grass, zebras are hindgut fermenters. Their digestive system is less efficient at absorbing nutrients, but it possesses an incredibly fast processing speed. This allows them to consume old, tough, fibrous and low-nutrient grass that other species ignore. It is this unique characteristic that makes the plains zebra the pioneers of Mutumba. They lead the way, using sharp incisors to shear off the tough, dry upper layer of grass. This clearing action exposes the soft green shoots underneath for antelopes, like the topi or impala. Without the zebra to clean up, the grasslands of Mutumba would become overgrown and incapable of sustaining the entire ecosystem. For centuries, the function of the plains zebra's black and white stripes has been a subject of heated debate. In Akagera, the answer becomes clearer than ever. It is not for camouflage to blend into the environment, for they stand out too starkly against the green grass. It is a motion dazzle. When a herd of zebras moves together, thousands of black and white stripes interlace to create a massive optical illusion. This is a nightmare for a lion or leopard, predators that possess monochromatic vision or are highly sensitive to movement. Determining where the head is, where the tail is, or the boundary between two separate individuals becomes an impossible mission. The predator suffers visual confusion, unable to lock onto a specific target to launch a precise strike. A single second of hesitation from the lion is the zebra's chance for survival. The latest studies also indicate that this striped structure disrupts the landing ability of tsetse flies and horseflies. Thanks to this, the zebra can partially avoid the risk of bites and sleeping sickness. Behind the identical exterior lies a deeply affectionate social structure. Plains zebras do not live in a chaotic crowd. They live in small family units known as harems. A harem consists of one dominant stallion, his mares, and their foals. The bond between members is incredibly strong. They frequently engage in social grooming. They stand leaning against one another, using their teeth to gently nip at their partner's neck and shoulders to remove parasites and reduce stress. In this unit, the dominant stallion of Mutumba is a true warrior. When chased by lions or hyenas, the stallion will drop to the very back to protect the herd. He actively acts as a living shield, separating the enemy from his family. His weapon is the signature rear kick. The kick force of a zebra can reach 3,000 pounds per square inch. It is enough to shatter a lion's jaw or break a hyena's ribs. There have been documented cases of predators being killed instantly by the kick of an angry zebra father. To increase their chances of survival, zebras often forge an alliance with the topi antelope in the Mutumba Hills. The zebra possesses excellent hearing and smell. The topi has superior vision and always stands on high mounds to keep watch. Combined, they form a perfect early warning system with no blind spots. That unity has turned Mutumba, already unfavorable to predators, Leaving behind the airy expanse of the Kilala Plains and the sheer precipices of Mutumba, we venture deep into the south of Akagera. Here, the natural palette shifts abruptly to the somber tones of ancient acacia forests and dense thorny thickets. This is a world of shadow and silence. Visibility is severely restricted by the tangled canopy, transforming this region into a mysterious green labyrinth. Gone are the distant horizons. Every encounter here takes place at close quarters and arrives without warning. This secluded terrain, combined with lush vegetation, has made the southern forest a perfect sanctuary for hidden giants. Here, the continent's largest creatures have no need to run. They glide silently like ghosts through the deep wilderness. In the dense darkness of the southern forests, the ground trembles slightly with every heavy footfall. A creature steps out from the mists of the past, clad in the gray armor of prehistory and wearing an attitude that challenges the world. The eastern black rhinoceros, a symbol of resurrection and the most powerful testament to the miracle named Akagera. In the 1970s, Akagera was home to over 50 eastern black rhinoceros, but a brutal wave of poaching for their horns wiped them all out. By 2007, this species was completely extinct in Rwanda. In 2017, African parks transported 18 eastern black rhinoceros from South Africa across thousands of miles back to Akagera. In 2019, 5 more arrived from European zoos to diversify the gene pool. The ghosts had truly returned, and this time they are protected by a state-of-the-art security network, transforming Akagera into an impenetrable fortress. Unlike their cousin, the white rhino, which possesses a wide, flat mouth like a lawnmower for grazing close to the ground, the eastern black rhinoceros is a browser. Their unique identifying feature is the pointed upper lip, capable of nimble grasping like a finger. This hooked lip acts as a sophisticated pruning tool. It allows the eastern black rhinoceros to weave through, strip leaves, snap branches, and pull the thorniest bushes into its mouth. The southern acacia forests, with their myriad of low-lying shrubs, are a massive buffet table laid out just for them. The digestive system of the eastern black rhinoceros is so robust that they can voraciously chew through branches laden with sharp thorns. They consume plants filled with toxic sap that other animals must avoid. The eastern black rhinoceros is the definition of volatility. Unlike the white rhino, they are solitary, suspicious, and extremely aggressive. This is a challenge nature has set for them, resulting from their unusual sensory characteristics. The eastern black rhinoceros is heavily myopic. Their vision is very poor, only able to make out blurry movements within a range of 30 meters. To compensate, they possess radar-like hearing with independently rotating ears and an acute sense of smell. The combination of poor sight and sharp hearing creates a tense neurological reflex. When they hear a strange noise or smell an unfamiliar scent, they immediately charge. A muscle-bound block wrapped in thick skin, weighing 1.4 tons, launching forward at a velocity of 55 kilometers per hour. It is nothing less than a living missile. They are ready to topple trees, attack vehicles, or even challenge elephants if they feel threatened. In the jungle labyrinth, the eastern black rhinoceros lives like a hermit. They mark their vast territories with communal dung middens and urine. The male will kick the dung pile with his hind legs to scent his feet. Then he walks everywhere to distribute his business card, warning off other intruders. The only meeting that takes place in peace is between a mother and her calf. The calf walks behind the mother, unlike the white rhino, where the calf often walks in front. This allows the mother's body to break a path through the dense thorns of the southern forest. The calf is absolutely protected from dangers lurking on either side. The return of the eastern black rhinoceros has completed the final piece of the Big Five puzzle in Akagera. They are solitary warriors, trudging through the shadows, but their very existence has lit a beacon of hope for conservation efforts across the globe. The eastern black rhinoceros are the armored tanks silently controlling the ground, but the upper tier of the southern forest ecosystem belongs to the Maasai giraffe, creatures that defy all limits of gravity and blood pressure. The Maasai giraffe are immigrant citizens. Before 1986, Akagera was devoid of this species. Consequently, the southern acacia forests grew too dense, blocking out light and creating an ecological imbalance. To solve this problem, conservationists transported Maasai giraffe from Kenya to this land. They are the professional gardening squad, pruning the upper layers of foliage that elephants or rhinos cannot reach. The project succeeded beyond expectations. Today, Akagera is home to one of the healthiest and fastest growing giraffe populations in Africa. Standing tall at up to 6 meters, the Maasai giraffe is the tallest animal on land. In the thorny southern forest, this height is an exclusive ticket to access the most abundant food sources. But the true weapon lies inside their mouth. It is a purple-black tongue measuring up to 50 centimeters. The purple-black color is the Maasai giraffe's natural sunscreen. With the habit of sticking their tongues out to feed for 18 to 20 hours a day under the harsh sun, the dense melanin prevents the tongue from getting sunburned. This incredibly dexterous tongue can weave through the razor-sharp thorns of the acacia tree to strip away the fresh leaves. Saliva, thick and sticky like glue, coats the thorns and heals cuts, transforming the most hard-to-swallow plants into delicious snacks. But do not let their graceful appearance fool you. Male Maasai giraffe are brutal gladiators. When fighting for dominance and mating rights, they perform a ritual known as necking. 2 giant males stand parallel, spreading their legs for stability. They swing their 2-meter-long necks like baseball bats, slamming their heads into their opponent's body. The ossicones on top of their heads become the most lethal blunt force weapons. Unlike hollow antelope horns, ossicones are solid bone, hard as rock, and covered in skin. The force from these blows is so terrified that the sound of the impact can echo through the forest. Giraffes have been known to suffer broken necks, shattered jaws, or be knocked unconscious on the spot after these duels. However, the greatest threat to the Maasai giraffe remains the lion. The moment a giraffe is most vulnerable is when it drinks. To lower its head to the water, it must awkwardly splay its front legs. At this moment, a system of valves in the jugular veins must work at full capacity to prevent blood from rushing to the brain and causing a stroke. This is when they lose their ability to observe, and their reflexes are at their slowest. But once standing tall, the Maasai giraffe is an impenetrable fortress. Their defensive weapon is their legs. A giraffe's kick can be delivered in any direction, forward, backward, or sideways. The force of the kick is enough to shatter a lion's skull or crush an enemy's ribcage. Their hooves are the size of dinner plates, sharp and hard as steel. Even a coordinated pride of lions must be cautious. They usually only dare to attack from behind, attempting to unbalance the animal. Facing this tower head-on is a gamble where the hunter usually loses. The harsh life of a Maasai giraffe begins the very second it is born. The mother giraffe gives birth while standing up. This means the newborn giraffe begins its life with a free fall from a height of 2 meters. The violent impact with the ground does not injure it. On the contrary, it helps activate the respiratory system, breaks the amniotic sac, and awakens survival instincts. Within just 30 minutes of the fall, the calf can stand up on trembling legs. A few hours later, it can run fast enough to keep up with the herd. The southern forest has no time for weakness. The Maasai giraffe must stand up immediately or become dinner for hungry predators. But movement is not the only method of survival. In the dense acacia forests and murky swamps of southern Akagera, the Cape bushbuck chooses invisibility. They do not need to be the fastest, nor do they need to be the strongest. They are masters of the art of concealment. The bushbuck's tactic is a visual game that tricks the brain. Their coat is a masterpiece of disruptive camouflage. On the dark brown coat of the male and the reddish brown of the female are white spots on the flanks and faint stripes on the back painted by nature. These help the creature hide under the sunlight, filtering through the canopy. The white spots mimic drops of sunlight, breaking up their body outline. The bushbuck seems to vanish completely, even at a distance of just 5 meters. Unlike most antelope species that prefer gathering in large herds for mutual protection, the Cape bushbuck are extreme individualists. They are solitary creatures. In Akagera, bushbuck usually wander alone or in mother-calf pairs. This lifestyle minimizes noise and attention. A single individual can move across a carpet of dry leaves without making a sound. However, this solitude comes with a very short temper. Male bushbucks are fierce territorial defenders. They show zero tolerance for any intruder. Fights between 2 males are often brutal. Their horns are not curved and wide like the kudu or impala for locking and wrestling. Instead, bushbuck horns are straight, only about 50 centimeters long, slightly twisted, and extremely sharp. They fight not to push back, but to take down opponents with stabbing strikes. When their camouflage is blown, the bushbuck activates ninja mode. It is not a speed race in a straight line against a leopard. They play a game of obstacle course. The bushbuck's body structure features an arched back and a rump higher than the shoulders. This strange aerodynamic design allows them to perform spectacular crouching maneuvers. They easily weave through the densest thorn bushes at high speed. Their thick skin protects them from scratches, but bulky predators like lions or leopards cannot follow. The enemy is forced to run around the bush, and in those few precious seconds, the bushbuck disappears completely as if it never existed. In the wetlands of Akagera, water becomes a crucial ally for the bushbuck. Although land animals, when cornered, they are excellent swimmers. They do not hesitate to plunge into Lake Ihema or riverside swamps to escape. They can swim long distances to move between small islands in the marsh, where the grass is lush and enemies are few. In the southern forests, bushbuck play the role of gourmet diners. They rarely graze on grass. Instead, they move softly, selecting specific young leaves, flower buds, fallen fruit, and herbs. This feeding habit forces them to be active at dawn and dusk, or even on bright moonlit nights. During the day, as temperatures rise, they lie motionless in shady thickets, ruminating and blending into the shadows. Small, mysterious, and dangerous, the Cape bushbuck is the soul of the southern forests. They are like a reminder of nature's survival code. To be a great survivor, you don't need to be the biggest, you just have to be the hardest to find. In stark contrast to the Cape bushbuck, the African bush elephant has no need to conceal itself within the tangled maze of the southern forests. They are the planet's largest land animals, and hidden within their colossal frames lies an incredible resilience. The elephant population of Akagera bears a history that is both tragic and heroic. They are not continuous ancient inhabitants. By the mid-20th century, the elephants here were severely depleted. In 1975, a historic rescue mission took place. 26 calves, the orphaned remnants of hunting in the neighboring Bugesera region, were brought to Akagera. They were the final survivors, carrying memories of trauma and solitude. Yet from those 26 seeds of hope, nature has wrought a miracle. Today, Akagera is home to over 133 individuals, a healthy population thriving and reclaiming its dominance. The orphans of yesteryear have now become the patriarchs and matriarchs of the forest. The African bush elephant are master environmental architects. They do not need to adapt to the environment, for they are the ones who create it. An adult elephant requires 150 to 200 kilograms of food daily. To satisfy this insatiable hunger, they operate as machines of purposeful destruction. They topple trees, snap massive branches, and trample thorny thickets. This seeming act of vandalism is actually the key to life in the southern forest. By felling large trees, elephants crack open the canopy, allowing sunlight to reach the forest floor and stimulating the growth of fresh grass. By plowing through the brush, they carve out elephant highways. These trails become vital arteries for countless smaller species like the bushbuck and wild pigs. Predators like lions also utilize these routes for easy movement through the dense jungle. Without the elephant, the southern acacia forest would seal shut, becoming a suffocating, lifeless fortress. The most unique aspect of the African bush elephant's behavior in Akagera, compared to other East African populations, is their relationship with water. With lakes and wetlands covering 1/3 of Akagera, the elephants here have evolved into expert swimmers. These elephants can spend hours submerged in Lake Ihema. They drink, bathe in mud, cool off, and swim across deep waters to forage on small islands. The image of a trunk raised above the surface like a snorkel while a massive body glides weightlessly beneath is a visual spectacle unique to Akagera. The society of the African bush elephant is governed by wisdom and memory, not muscle power. They live in a matriarchy. The absolute leader of the herd is the oldest, most experienced female. The elephant's brain possesses a massively developed temporal lobe, the region responsible for memory and emotion. The matriarch can recall the exact location of a waterhole from a drought 30 years ago. She can distinguish the roar of a hungry lion from a sated one. She knows which plants cure a stomach ache. The family bonds of the African bush elephant are tighter than those of humans. They communicate using infrasound, low-frequency sounds that can travel through the ground for up to 10 kilometers. This is how the herd maintains contact in the dense forest without visual cues. When a member passes away, the elephant is the only animal to display distinct mourning behavior. They will stand guard over the body, using their trunks to caress the bones of the departed in silence. In the southern forests, the African bush elephant are the guardian deities, the great gardeners. They are the living souls of a land that has risen from the ashes. In Akagera, not every giant makes the earth tremble with its every movement. Some giants slither in absolute silence, blending into the shadows of the papyrus swamps. They reveal themselves only to determine the final moment of their prey. The Central African rock python is one such creature. They are the largest python on the Dark Continent and one of the largest on the planet. The intricate network of lakes and swamps in southern Akagera is a tropical paradise for the Central African rock python. Here, they grow to monstrous proportions. An adult python in Akagera can reach a length of 5 to 6 meters and weigh over 100 kilograms. Their body is a mass of pure muscle coiled in the watery shadows. The pattern on the Central African rock python's skin is a masterpiece of camouflage. Interwoven patches of brown, olive, and grayish-yellow render them invisible amidst the rotting leaves and submerged roots. You could paddle a boat right past a giant python sunning itself on the riverbank, mistaking it for a rotting log. And do not be startled when that log suddenly slithers into the water. The Central African rock python does not need to see to find prey. Lining its upper lip is a row of heat-sensing pits. This organ acts as infrared goggles, allowing them to detect thermal radiation from prey in pitch-black darkness or murky waters. A bushbuck creeping down to drink, or a vervet monkey playing carelessly near the water's edge. All appear glowing like embers on the Central African rock python's radar screen. They are masters of ambush. They can lie motionless underwater for hours, exposing only 2 nostrils above the surface like a snorkel. The patience of the cold-blooded is infinite. They do not need to eat every day, but when they eat, it must be a feast. When prey falls into its sights, the Central African rock python strikes with a speed faster than a blink of an eye. The first weapon is hundreds of sharp, backward-curving teeth. Once embedded in flesh, these teeth act like fish hooks. The more the prey struggles, the deeper the teeth sink, making escape impossible. Immediately following the bite is the signature killing blow, constriction. The Central African rock python wraps its massive body around the victim, but it does not crush bones. It kills with far more sophistication. Every time the prey exhales, the coil tightens a fraction. This mechanism cuts off blood flow, causing cardiac arrest before the victim even suffocates from lack of oxygen. Death comes quickly, silently, but brutally. The menu of the Central African rock python in Akagera includes prey few others dare to touch: bushbuck, impala, monkeys, and large water birds. They are even among the few species that dare to hunt young Nile crocodiles. The battle between python and crocodile is a clash of swamp kings, where the larger one swallows the other. The feeding capability of the Central African rock python is a biological marvel. Their lower jaws are not fused to the skull, but connected by super-elastic ligaments. This allows them to open their mouths up to 150 degrees, swallowing prey many times the size of their own head. A large meal can take weeks to digest. That is why this predator does not need to expend energy frequently on risky hunts. Contrary to their cold exterior, the Central African rock python is a dedicated mother, rare in the reptile world. After laying 20 to 100 eggs, the mother does not leave. She coils around the clutch to protect it. Specifically, the Central African rock python performs a behavior known as shivering thermogenesis. Her muscles twitch continuously to generate heat, incubating the eggs throughout the cold, rainy season. She will fast completely and guard the nest for 3 full months, ready to attack anyone who dares approach. To survive in a labyrinth inhabited by assassins like the Central African rock python, muscle power is meaningless. The most vital key to survival is information. And the keeper of the forest's information is the vervet monkey. The vervet monkey possesses incredible communication abilities. Scientists have determined that they possess one of the most complex semantic communication systems in the animal kingdom. They have distinct vocabularies to specifically designate each type of enemy. These are not meaningless panic noises, but specific military commands. When a stalking leopard is spotted, the sentry monkey emits a series of short, ear-piercing tonal alarm calls. Immediately, the entire troop shoots up to the highest and thinnest branches. The leopard, with its heavy body weight, often hesitates before those fragile limbs. It cannot move onto the slender branches at the edge of the canopy without them breaking. That is the vervet monkey's absolute safety zone. But climbing high is not always the answer. The sky of Akagera is the domain of the martial eagle, Africa's largest eagle, a specialist in hunting monkeys. When the shadow of an eagle glides over, the warning call changes completely. A low, short sound like a cough, low-pitched grunt. The troop's reaction is the exact opposite of meeting a leopard. They do not climb up. They dive immediately to the ground or burrow deep into the densest thickets near the tree roots. If they were to climb to the treetops at this moment, they would become a self-offered meal to the eagle's talons. And when facing an African rock python on the ground, they utilize a different sound, a continuous clicking noise, high-pitched chutter. At this signal, the troop does not flee immediately. They stand upright on 2 hind legs, scanning the grass to pinpoint the python's exact location. Sometimes they even mobilize to harass the intruder, throwing branches and screaming to drive it out of their territory. Vervet monkey society is built on continuous interaction. Their most important daily activity is not foraging, but social grooming. Picking out fleas and combing fur is how they clean each other, but it is also a way to relieve stress after hours of high alert. Grooming is also political currency. A lower-ranking monkey grooms a higher-ranking one in exchange for protection. Mothers groom each other to build alliances for childcare. With a jet-black face framed in silver-grey fur, the vervet monkey stands out amidst the green canopy like a living observation mask. Their warning calls are so reliable that other animals such as impalas or even zebras learn to listen. When a vervet monkey screams a warning, the entire southern forest holds its breath. They are living proof that in the brutal battle for survival in Akagera, information is the most potent weapon, and vigilance is the mandatory price paid for life. Drifting towards the eastern border, the sun-scorched golden savanna yields to a deep, humid world of green. This is the Akagera wetlands and lake system, the largest protected aquatic labyrinth in Central Africa. Lake Ihima lies at the heart of this land. It acts as a colossal mirror ringed by impenetrable fortress walls of dense papyrus. This is a massive reservoir of life, a lifeline that sustains the pulse of the entire ecosystem during the harshest dry seasons. But do not let the tranquil beauty of the lake's surface deceive you. Beneath those murky waters lies not peace, but a submerged kingdom teeming with cold, watchful eyes. Here, the line between life and death is sometimes separated by nothing more than a single ripple. The hippo is the undisputed tyrant of these waters. Akagera boasts one of the highest densities of hippos on the dark continent. And in the kingdom of water, the law is written in absolute aggression. The hippo is a master of visual deception. With a rotund frame, stubby legs, and jiggling fat, they appear slow and clumsy. That is a fatal misjudgment. Beneath that 5-centimeter thick skin lies a mass of pure muscle weighing 1.5 to 3 tons. Despite looking like a steamroller, the hippo can unleash terrifying bursts of speed. On land, they can sprint at 30 kilometers per hour, faster than an Olympic athlete. Underwater, they do not swim, for their bodies are too dense, and they sink. Instead, they gallop along the riverbed, gliding like living torpedoes. Submerging all day is a necessary ritual for the hippo. Their skin is incredibly sensitive. It lacks fur for protection and is easily dehydrated or sunburned under the harsh equatorial sun. To protect themselves, their bodies secrete a red mucus fluid. The ancients called it blood sweat, but modern science calls it hipposudoric acid. This is a super-grade natural sunscreen. It absorbs ultraviolet rays and keeps the skin moisturized. And even more remarkably, it is a powerful antibiotic. It acts as a shield, protecting the hippo from infection, a crucial defense in the murky, bacteria-laden waters of Lake Ihima and against the wounds inflicted during their frequent territorial fights. The hippo's most iconic behavior is the yawn. Do not mistake this for drowsiness. It is a sophisticated threat display. Their unique jaw structure allows the hippo to open its mouth to 150 or even 180 degrees. Inside that cavernous red maw lies a set of lethal weapons. The lower canines measure up to 50 centimeters. They are razor-sharp and possess a self-sharpening mechanism every time the hippo grinds its teeth. The bite force of a male hippo reaches 2,000 pounds per square inch. Their teeth are designed to puncture and shear. A single snap can cut a 3-meter crocodile in half or crush the hull of a tourist boat like a beer can. Life for the hippo at IHEMA is divided into 2 distinct halves. By day, they are social creatures gathering in the water to cool off. But this is also when territorial instincts are at their peak. Lake IHEMA is carved up by dominant bulls. Each male rules over a stretch of river and a harem of 10 to 20 females. Any strange male intruding will be greeted with a bloody battle or death. They mark their territory in a crude but effective manner. Dung showering. They vigorously flick their flat propeller-like tail while defecating to fling feces as far as possible, spreading their scent to assert sovereignty. By night, when temperatures drop, the hippos transform into biological lawnmowers. They leave the water, venturing 5 to 6 kilometers deep inland to graze. They create distinct paths known as hippo trails. These paths inadvertently become natural drainage systems, channeling water from the lake into low-lying areas, maintaining moisture for the lakeside ecosystem. Each night, a single hippo consumes up to 40 kilograms of grass. They play a crucial role in transferring nutrients from the land to the lake bottom through their waste. Thanks to this, plankton and fish populations are nourished, and the ecosystem at IHEMA operates like a well-oiled machine. Hippos are the loud and short-tempered kings of the surface, but deeper down, hidden beneath the layer of silt, lies a power that rules through absolute silence. A creature that watched the dinosaurs go extinct and continues to exist, sowing terror to this very day. The Nile crocodile, Africa's largest reptile and one of the most successful predators in evolutionary history. Lake IHEMA frequently witnesses a strange spectacle, a crocodile sunbathing right next to a hippo. This is not friendship, it is a Cold War pact. The Nile crocodile is an apex predator, but they are intelligent enough to understand the rules of survival in the wild. Their jaws are strong, but the hippo's thick skin and muscular power are impenetrable. A single bite from a hippo could snap a crocodile's spine. Thus, an invisible boundary is established. The crocodile will not attack an adult hippo, and in return, the hippo will not harm the crocodile. However, this pact is torn apart the moment an opportunity arises. The crocodile is always stalking stray hippo calves, and the mother hippo is ready to kill any crocodile that loiters too close to her young. Despite fearing the hippo, the Nile crocodile is still considered a flawless predator. They are a powerhouse equipped with advanced sensory technology. Running along their jawline are small black spots. These are the integumentary sensory organs. They are 10 times more sensitive than human fingertips. In the murky waters of Lake IHEMA, these sensors allow them to detect the slightest vibration. An antelope drinking water, a fish swimming meters away. No movement can escape their notice. When prey falls into the trap, the Nile crocodile unleashes one of the most powerful bites on the planet. Their bite force has been measured at up to 3,700 pounds per square inch. This figure is vastly superior to a human's mere 200 pounds per square inch. or a lion's 650 pounds per square inch. The crocodile possesses a bite force nearly double that of a hippo and 5 times that of a lion. Their jaw closure is like an industrial hydraulic press slamming down. Bone, horn, or turtle shell, all are pulverized instantly. However, the crocodile's teeth are conical, designed to grip rather than cut. They cannot chew. Instead, they execute nature's most horrifying technique, the death roll. The crocodile clamps down on its prey, then uses its muscular tail to thrash violently, spinning its body underwater at dizzying speeds. This centrifugal force tears through muscle fibers and snaps joints, ripping the prey into bite-sized chunks to be swallowed whole. As ectothermic animals, cold-blooded, crocodiles depend on environmental temperature. On the sandbanks of Lake Ihema, they lie for hours with their mouths gaping open. This is not a threat, but a way to dissipate heat and avoid overheating. This slow metabolism is a survival advantage. An adult crocodile can survive for months without eating. They can lie still at the bottom of the lake, slowing their heart rate to just a few beats per minute, waiting for the right moment. Their patience is infinite, while the prey's vigilance is always limited. But behind that rugged armor and killer instinct lies an astonishing truth. Crocodiles are the most devoted mothers in the reptile world. After laying eggs in sand pits along the shore, the mother crocodile will guard the nest for 3 full months, fasting the entire time. She is ready to fight to the death against Nile monitors or hyenas to protect her eggs. When the eggs hatch, the giant mother will gently use her jaws to dig away the sand, then scoop her tiny offspring into her mouth. With unbelievable dexterity, she adjusts her bite force to 0, transforming those jaws of death into a safe cradle to carry her brood to the water. In the first weeks of life, these tiny assassins will swim around their mother's head for protection. A beautifully contrasting image between brutality and sacred maternal love. In the shadows of the canopy bordering Lake Ihema, where the Nile crocodile rules with absolute power, there is one who dares to challenge that authority, not with muscle, but with cunning and speed. It is the Nile monitor. This is Africa's largest lizard, a miniature version of the dragons of legend. With a length reaching up to 2 meters and a muscular frame, they are the most versatile survival machines of the swamp ecosystem. The Nile monitor's most potent weapon is not its claws, but its tongue. Their blue-purple forked tongue flicks in and out continuously. That is how they see the world, through scent. Like snakes, the Nile monitor uses the Jacobson's organ on the roof of its mouth. The forked tongue collects scent molecules from the air, sending signals to the brain to create a 3D image of the prey's location. This navigation system is so sensitive that they can smell a clutch of eggs buried deep under thick sand from hundreds of meters away. The Nile monitor's favorite food is also the reason they have become the crocodile's #1 enemy: crocodile eggs. This is a biological war that has persisted for millions of years. Mother crocodiles are resilient guards, but they cannot watch 24/7. Just one moment of negligence to go into the water to cool off, and the Nile monitor will appear. They operate like a special forces unit, using curved, sharp claws specialized for digging. They break through the hard soil of the crocodile nest in an instant. The Nile monitor devours the nutrient-rich eggs with terrifying speed before the mother returns. Scientists estimate that the Nile monitor is responsible for destroying over 50% of crocodile eggs each breeding season. They are nature's important pressure valve, preventing a population explosion of that dominant reptile. What makes the Nile monitor so elusive is its extraordinary adaptability in every terrain. On land, they run like the wind. Underwater, their laterally flattened tail acts like a powerful paddle, making them expert swimmers and divers capable of holding their breath for 60 minutes. And when cornered, they are expert climbers. Sharp claws allow them to scale vertical tree trunks, to steal bird eggs, or escape enemies. In Akagera, the Nile monitor is a brilliant opportunist. They survive through agility. They remind us that in nature, the fastest is sometimes more dangerous than the strongest. The Nile monitor is not the only species to exploit the aquatic environment of Ihema for survival. The waterbuck is another such creature. Do not let the name deceive you. They do not live underwater like hippos, but they know how to transform water into an impenetrable fortress. Scent is the first sign that a waterbuck is nearby. Their bodies secrete a special greasy layer coating their thick gray fur. This oil serves two critical biological functions. First, it acts as a waterproof raincoat, keeping the body warm during long periods submerged in cold water. Second, it creates a characteristic pungent odor. There is a common myth in Africa that lions reject waterbuck meat because it tastes too bad. Scientific reality in Akagera proves the opposite. When hungry, lions will still hunt waterbuck. However, the greasy layer makes their skin slippery and difficult to grip. And the strong stench does indeed make them a less attractive option compared to impala or zebra. This oil plays the role of a passive repellent. The unmistakable identifying feature of the waterbuck in Akagera is a perfect white circle drawn around the rump. This is a specialized follow me signal. Waterbuck are often active at twilight. When attacked by a predator, the herd flees. The white ring glows in the gloom, helping members, especially calves, locate and stick close to the leader. When chased by lions or leopards on land, the waterbuck does not run a long-distance race. They undertake a life-or-death gamble, plunging straight into the lake. This is a calculated risk. They know that felines hate water, and mud slows them down. Waterbuck possess splayed hooves, allowing them to move easily on soft ground without sinking. By submerging themselves in water up to their bellies, they completely nullify the lion's attack advantage. But beneath that surface is the kingdom of the Nile crocodile. The waterbuck is forced to bet its life. Is the lion's fear of water greater than the crocodile's hunger? Usually, they choose to stand in moderate shallows, places deep enough to impede a lion's stride, but not deep enough for a crocodile to launch a surprise strike. It is a thin line between two jaws of death, where the waterbuck stands its ground to survive. If the waterbuck dares only to stand in the shallows, the Sitatunga chooses the deep waters within Lake Ihema. This creature has completely mastered the semi-aquatic world, a species so rare and mysterious that even the most seasoned guides consider a sighting to be a holy grail. Despite weighing 100 kilograms, the Sitatunga can walk across the lake's surface without sinking. The secret lies in feet, exclusively designed by evolution. The Sitatunga's hooves are not compact like land antelopes. They are 10 centimeters long and can splay out in a V-shape resembling two curved bananas. This structure works exactly like a pair of snowshoes. It helps distribute body weight over a wider surface area. It allows the Sitatunga to walk lightly upon floating vegetation mats, lily roots, or fragile papyrus rafts. These are terrains where any other animal would immediately sink into the quagmire. But their escape skill is the true magic of survival. When spotted by a leopard or lion, the Sitatunga immediately submerges. They expose only 2 nostrils and their eyes above the surface, hiding completely beneath lily pads or water hyacinth. They can maintain this submarine posture for hours, remaining absolutely motionless. Their long, shaggy and oily coat is water repellent, keeping the body dry and warm even during prolonged immersion in cold water. The Sitatunga also exhibits the most distinct sexual dimorphism. Females are a chestnut red with faint white stripes, helping them blend into the colors of dry leaves and dead papyrus stalks. Adult males, however, wear a coat of muddy dark gray and possess long spiraled horns. These horns are weapons, but also navigational tools, helping them part the way through dense reed beds without getting tangled. If the lion's roar is the sound of the savannah, then at Lake Ihema, nature's symphony begins with a different sound, a resonant, soaring, and haunting call. It is the call of the African fish eagle. To anyone who has set foot in Akagera, this sound is the quintessential voice of Africa. It echoes for kilometers, piercing the morning mist, marking the territory of the ruler of the skies and waters. The African fish eagle often chooses the highest dry branches along the lakeshore as watchtowers, with chestnut-brown plumage contrasting against a stark white head and chest. They sit motionless like marble statues, but their eyes never rest. The vision of the African fish eagle is 3 to 4 times sharper than that of a human. From a height of dozens of meters, they can peer through the sun-dappled water to spot a careless tilapia swimming in the depths. They calculate light refraction, the bending of the image through water, to determine the prey's true location with absolute precision. Once the target is locked, the African fish eagle swoops down. They do not dive underwater like a kingfisher. They execute a technique known as surface snatching. At the final second before impact, they throw their talons forward to snatch the prey. Their feet are a mechanical marvel. The soles are covered in tiny spines called spicules. They act like Velcro pads, ensuring a grip on the slippery, slimy fish. Combined with curved, razor-sharp talons, once gripped, the prey never has a chance to escape. Even more amazingly, the African fish eagle can lift objects weighing nearly as much as its own body. However, greed sometimes leads them into trouble. If they accidentally catch a fish too heavy to take flight, they will not let go. Instead, They use their wings as paddles, performing a strenuous butterfly stroke to drag the prey to shore. However, this king is also a notorious bully. The African fish eagle is a kleptoparasite. If they spot a Goliath heron or a spoonbill struggling to land a catch, they will swoop in to harass and launch a lightning-fast attack. They force their rival to drop the prize. Powerful, ruthless, yet deeply affectionate, the African fish eagle practices lifelong monogamy. The duet call of the pair echoing across Lake Ihema is the most enduring love song of the Akagera wetlands. And that too is the most ironclad assertion of sovereignty. Savannah of Africa, where lions and hyenas perform their rhythmic hunts, where hunger guides wildebeest and zebra into perilous snares. Where are you watching these encounters from? Leave a comment and join us as we explore Earth. Savage Savannah, the survival battles of Africa. June in Serengeti. The ground cracks open, yearning for rain, just like the creatures, longing for the breath of life. 1.5 million wildebeest, 300,000 zebra, and around 400,000 Thompson's gazelle. They all move toward the abundant Masai Mara. The Great Migration. They search for water, for tender grass. Yet, without meaning to, they offer an entire feast right to the mouths of the greatest hunters of Africa. When the sun reaches its highest point, the cheetah steps into a wager where everything is on the line. It cannot hunt at night because the darkness belongs to those with greater strength. It must endure the blazing heat, because behind those bushes, 3 little mouths are waiting for their mother to bring food home. Speed is the ultimate strength of the cheetah. But that speed becomes useless without careful calculation. Accelerating from a distance farther than 30 meters turns into a draining waste of energy that could lead to serious harm. Curves like a spring storing energy. In just 3 seconds, the cheetah reaches a speed of 96 kilometers per hour. A 2024 study by the Structure and Motion Laboratory shows that the cheetah does not run in a straight line. It can make sharp turns that withstand extremely high G-force. A bite with a force of 500 pounds per square inch brings victory to the hunter, but the price paid is complete exhaustion. The cheetah's body temperature surges to nearly 41 degrees Celsius. Its chest feels as if it might burst, as the heart beats 250 times per minute. Its lungs pump air with intense urgency to cool the stream of blood rushing through its body. It must regain its strength quickly. If just one other hunter appears, it will have to leave its meal behind. And Serengeti has no shortage of such rivals. A cheetah's triumph always carries a hint of lingering worry. Lions. These well-known creatures that often push others around do not hesitate to take the hard-earned meal that the cheetah has worked so tirelessly for. The cheetah faces the risk of losing everything, and even more troubling, her cubs will go hungry. A chance intervention from fate. The largest migrating herd of the African savanna has arrived. Inside the mind of the king of the grasslands, a quiet, calculated thought unfolds. Why waste energy competing for a tiny leftover? A grand feast is already right before his eyes. Those lucky enough to slip away have no idea what unfolded behind the cloud of dust. Only the unfortunate prey feels the intense strain from a 650 pounds per square inch bite. Its breathing is pressed tight. A slow and deeply painful end settles in. Now the wildebeest herd realizes that their companion has come to rest forever. Are you more impressed by the hunting ability of lions or cheetahs? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. This is the harsh reality of Serengeti. Fierce hunts unfold every day across more than 30,000 square kilometers of tropical savanna. Each year, around 12,000 to 25,000 wildebeest and 3,000 to 6,000 zebra cannot complete the nearly 3,000 kilometers journey. Because scattered across the grasslands are more than 3,000 pairs of lion fangs waiting for them. But the challenges do not end there. Fullness brings on a gentle drowsiness. With a stomach holding up to 30 kilograms of meat, the queens of the grasslands now grow comfortably sluggish. But the lingering scent of this feast refuses to settle down. Carried by the afternoon wind, the sharp metallic scent of blood drifts for kilometers, seeping into the deep burrows beneath the ground. Spotted hyena. The hyena queen has a different plan. The lion pride is too large, and the risks feel overwhelming. And more importantly, this hyena clan has no need for leftovers. They are fully capable of preparing their own feast. 60% to 75% of their meals come from active hunts. Movies often portray them as unruly rogues without order. But in reality, this is a strictly run matriarchal system. Here, the females are absolute queens. Towering levels of testosterone surge through their veins. This social order is so complex that primate researchers at the Holcamp Laboratory compare their intelligence to that of baboons. It is time to hunt. muscles that deliver a force of 1,100 pounds per square inch. A digestive system like a biological forge, where exceptionally strong acids begin their work. But in Serengeti, noise is an open invitation for rivals. The rivalry between lions and hyenas has stretched across millions of years. A struggle for food and a struggle to push away competing predators. Hyenas can count. Researchers have shown that they are able to assess the balance of power. When their numbers overwhelm at 3 against 1, they will push back with confidence. An unlucky day for the lion. Perhaps it has underestimated its opponent. Male lions do not take part in the hunt. Their duty is to protect their own. Male lions often bring an end to hyenas to remove the threat they pose. A stark reminder of who truly holds dominance over this land. But this is still not their final confrontation. Other challenges continue to lurk across the vast grasslands. Are lions truly the strongest hunters of the African grasslands? Share your thoughts with us in the comments. Leaving the southern reaches of Miombo behind, the Guinea Forest Savannah mosaic greets you with ancient forest shadows meeting the open glow of the grasslands, a paradise for ambushers. But the leopard has no need to sneak. It has its own careful calculations after discovering the warthog's den. The mother warthog has fallen into the leopard's trap. She is drawn away by the cat's 60 kilometers per hour sprint. The burrow with her young is now left without protection. The hunt has ended before the mother warthog can return. The tall branches become the perfect place to store a meal, especially when the leopard is not ready to eat just yet. A flawless plan until the lion arrives. Today may not be as fortunate as the leopard expected. When facing a lion, it has only one choice: safety. That is the first thought that rises in the leopard's mind. How could a bulky predator weighing up to 150 kilograms ever reach this height? A miscalculation. This lion has no intention of letting the leopard slip away, and in an unfortunate twist, it is also an impressive tree climber. Fortunately, the lion does not chase after it. But now the leopard understands who truly rules this vast stretch of grasslands. Losing the meal means starting all over again, and hunger often leads to misguided choices. baboon, the loud ones, the meals perched high above. The leopard decides to take the gamble. It seems that losing to the lion has not shaken this leopard's confidence. It has carried out hunts in the treetops like this hundreds of times, but it has forgotten the most important truth. The high canopy is familiar territory for the baboon. But the fight is not over yet. It seems the leopard has angered the baboon troop, and the prey now wishes to strike back. Leopard is far too exhausted after tumbling from the trees. It wants no part in risking itself against the 5 centimeters fangs of the baboon troop. The mobbing tactic clearly counters solitary hunters like the leopard, but fortunately, it still has a bit of stored food from the warthog hunt. Now is the time to return and rest. Life in the wild of the Guinea forest, savannah, has always been this unforgiving. Even the top hunters must face days filled with stinging setbacks like these. Between lions and leopards, which species do you think is the better tree climber? Share your answer with us. African wild dogs have been waiting for this moment. They would never move against a fully energized male sable. That would be reckless. But a king drained from defending his throne, that may feel like an unexpected gift. They are casting their votes under the guidance of the leader. Just 3 more approving sneezes, and the hunt will begin. The hunt ends with ease, but their journey to stay alive is nowhere near as simple. According to the International Union for Conservation of Nature, African wild dogs are facing a high risk of disappearing. There are currently only about 6,600 individuals across all of Africa. Genetic isolation, hunting pressure, and illnesses carried from domestic animals are major challenges for this species. If you could become a predator of the African grasslands, would you choose to be a lion, a cheetah, a spotted hyena, or an African wild dog? Tell us your choice in the comments, and let's see how many people share your view. The predators are reveling in their moment of triumph. But in the African savannah, success always comes hand in hand with envy. Marabou stork. They are often disliked for their rough appearance and their habit of feeding on remains. Yet, they are among the most efficient environmental workers. Tons of decaying meat are cleared away each day. Serengeti is spared from becoming a breeding ground for outbreaks. The stomach of the marabou stork can destroy even anthrax bacteria and other harmful pathogens. Among more than 500 bird species living here, it is the final gatekeeper of Serengeti's calm and cleanliness. Leaving behind the intense stage of the open grasslands, the African savannah steps into another world. More discreet, more mysterious. This is the central Zambesian Miombo woodlands. Here, clear sight is a rare luxury. The tall tree trunks become the fragile boundary between life and the final quiet rest. And to make it through this maze, you need the architects who carve the path ahead. African bush elephant. A giant weighing up to 6 tons. They are the greatest ecosystem engineers of all. African bush elephants do not allow the forest to block their movement. They create pathways that cut through the woods. A 2024 study by Nature Geoscience shows that moving elephant herds can clear away weaker trees so the ancient giants of the forest can thrive. In nature, the destruction caused by elephant herds becomes an unexpected gift. They unintentionally create a perfect arena. The stage is set, and the main performers of the next survival drama are about to appear. Sable antelope. It is marking its territory with the scent from its tear glands. It needs an area of about 5 square kilometers to safeguard its harem. Only the strongest earn the privilege to mate. The remaining males must accept a life of permanent solitude or find a way to overthrow the one at the top. Horns stretching up to 165 centimeters will decide this contest. The challenger yearns for the chance to become a father, but the king is guarding his legacy. The throne has been secured, but every victory carries its own cost. Its body temperature is rising to an alarming level. Its muscles are tight with strain. It has poured out every bit of energy for the battle just fought. It is now in its most vulnerable state. Leaving behind the dry forests and wide grasslands of the central Zambesian Miombo, a new journey unfolds in West Africa. This is the Guinean forest-savanna mosaic. Here, forest vegetation and savanna intermingle, creating breathtaking blended landscapes. Stretching across Guinea, Sierra Leone, Côte d'Ivoire, Ghana and Togo, the Guinean forest-savanna mosaic is one of the rare regions where two seemingly opposing ecosystems coexist. As the dry season arrives in the Guinean forest-savanna mosaic, the roan antelope, scientifically named Hippotragus equinus, embarks on a grueling survival journey. The roan antelope population in the Guinean forest-savanna mosaic is estimated to be around 8,000 individuals as of 2024. With their striking light brown coats and long curved horns, roan antelopes are a symbol of resilience. They roam continuously across the sparse forests and grasslands, like dots of light moving against a backdrop of golden earth. The adaptability of this antelope species is truly remarkable. They can consume a variety of grasses and shrubs, including plant types that many other animals cannot eat. This allows them to endure the harsh conditions of the dry season, when the land cracks and vegetation becomes scarce. After leaving the transition zone between the forest and savanna of the Guinean forest-savanna mosaic, we enter a new landscape, the Somali acacia comifera, bushlands and thickets. This region spans northeastern Kenya, southeastern Ethiopia, and much of Somalia, and is one of the harshest savanna ecosystems in Africa. This is an environment marked by irregular rainfall, prolonged dry spells, and average high temperatures ranging from 77 degrees Fahrenheit to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The dry, thorny terrain, with its low-growing, spiny trees, creates a wild yet challenging natural scene. These lands are not just a habitat, but serve as a keeper of the rhythm for the entire ecosystem. Acacia and commiphora trees, resilient to drought, stand tall as pillars of life, providing shade and valuable food sources for the animals. The creatures of this region have developed unique survival strategies to cope with the harsh environment. In this challenging region, Gravy's zebra rises as a symbol of resilience. Their scientific name is Equus gravyi. They are recognized as the rarest zebra species in the world, with only about 2,800 individuals remaining as of 2023, according to the Gravy's Zebra Trust. Gravy's zebra is also the largest of the 3 zebra species, standing up to 5 feet tall and weighing between 770 and 990 pounds. They are distinct from other zebras, with narrower black and white stripes and larger, rounder ears, which enhance their hearing and help regulate body temperature in the harsh climate. Gravy's zebras have developed an impressive ability to survive in this dry region. They can endure long periods without water, subsisting on dry grass and traveling to remote areas to find water. In an environment where resources are scarce, they move in small herds, traveling far to find water and food. In doing so, Gravy's zebra plays a critical role in the ecosystem by controlling wild grass growth and providing stability to the savanna's vegetation. In the wilds of the Somali acacia commiphora bushlands, where the dry, thorny shrubs stretch out under the scorching sun, the bat-eared fox, scientifically named Otokion megalotis, thrives as a small yet resilient warrior. With its large ears resembling natural radar dishes, the bat-eared fox has evolved in extraordinary ways to adapt to the harsh environment. The ears not only serve as listening tools, but also as weapons in hunting, detecting the smallest movements underground, where termites and insects hide. At night, when the intense heat subsides, the fox begins its journey in search of prey. Termites, its primary food source, make up 80% of this fox's diet. Interestingly, according to a 2023 study, the ears of the bat-eared fox have evolved to be 10% larger than in previous generations, allowing it to hunt more efficiently even during prolonged droughts. However, it is the striped hyena that proves to be the more formidable predator in this region. Scientifically known as hyena, this species is one of the main carnivores in the Somali acacia commiphora ecosystem. Identified by their striped coat and strong forelegs, these hyenas can easily navigate the rugged, thorny terrain of the harsh landscape. Unlike the larger spotted hyena, the striped hyena is smaller but no less formidable. They are nocturnal, emerging from their dens after dark and retreating back before dawn. Known as expert scavengers, striped hyenas not only clean up the environment, but also prevent the spread of disease by consuming decaying carcasses. The IUCN lists this species as near threatened, with the global population estimated at fewer than 10,000 mature individuals. The Somali acacia commiphora bushlands, with their scattered shrubs and dry grass scorched under the blazing sun, are also home to the gerenuk. This antelope, scientifically named Litocranius walleri, is also known as the giraffe gazelle due to its slender body and strikingly long neck. The gerenuk has a remarkable ability. It can stand on its hind legs to reach the leaves of trees as high as 6 to 8 feet, far above the reach of other herbivores. During extended droughts, when other animals must migrate or seek water far away, the gerenuk remains, thanks to its exceptional adaptations. They regulate their activity to conserve energy, minimize water loss, and maintain their body temperature efficiently. Additionally, the gerenuk can even adjust its metabolism to cope with extreme conditions. The savannas of the Somali Acacia commiphora region are also home to one of the most resilient antelope species, the East African oryx, scientifically named Oryx basa. With its striking white coat gleaming under the sun like a shield, and its long, straight horns rising like sharp swords, the oryx is always ready for any challenge. When the sun sets and the intense heat subsides, the oryx begins its quest for food. Nighttime is when they are most active, avoiding water loss through sweat and taking advantage of the cooler air. As the dry season intensifies and grasslands wither, they switch to feeding on drought-resistant shrubs like acacia and commiphora. Thanks to their strong digestive system, oryx can extract vital nutrients from the tough, dry vegetation. They can survive for weeks, sometimes even months, without drinking water. A 2023 study by UNEP found that oryx not only seek food, but also extract water from dried leaves, maximizing every resource the harsh environment provides. Oryx have an extraordinary ability to adjust their body temperature, allowing them to withstand extreme heat of up to 116 degrees Fahrenheit. This helps them reduce water loss, an invaluable trait in a land where water is scarce. But what makes the oryx formidable isn't just their heat tolerance. When threatened by large predators like lions and leopards, they fight with strength and determination. Their 33-inch long straight horns, sharp as swords, are ready to fend off any threat. On numerous occasions, oryx have not only escaped, but have also forced even powerful predators to retreat. Additionally, the Somali Acacia commiphora bushlands and thickets are home to important residents like the ostrich, Struthio camelus, and Somali ostrich, Struthio molybdophanes. The ostrich, with its massive frame, standing up to 9 feet tall and weighing 340 pounds, is the largest living bird and is often referred to as a living dinosaur. Ostriches have incredible resilience to the harsh heat of the Somali bushlands. They can regulate their body temperature to cope with the extreme heat, keeping cool despite the scorching sun. Their sparse, lightweight feathers act as a natural cooling system, allowing the ostrich to release heat quickly. A 2023 UNEP study revealed that ostriches can survive long periods without drinking water. Instead, they obtain moisture from the plants they consume, such as grass and leaves, which are rich in water, allowing them to endure the severe droughts of the region. Moreover, ostriches have a unique biological mechanism to minimize water loss through respiration and urination. During the hottest parts of the day, ostriches reduce their activity, spending most of their time resting in the shade. Though they cannot fly, ostriches are capable of running at speeds of up to 40 miles per hour, and they can maintain a steady pace of 34 miles per hour over long distances. However, if cornered, ostriches can defend themselves with powerful kicks. A single kick from an ostrich is strong enough to inflict serious injury, and they can even fend off large predators like lions or cheetahs with one swift strike, turning the tables on their attackers. Encircling Lake Victoria like a giant natural bracelet is the Victoria Basin Forest-Savanna mosaic. Lake Victoria, the largest freshwater lake in Africa, is often likened to a beating heart in the middle of the continent, sustaining millions of living creatures. Here, rainforests and savannas meet, like two rivers converging, creating a land of harmonious coexistence. With a tropical climate, this area experiences short rainy seasons and long dry seasons, causing the landscape to shift in tune with nature's rhythm. This is the home of the Rothschild's giraffe, scientifically named Giraffa camelopardalis rothschildi, the rarest giraffe subspecies in the world. As of 2024, the Rothschild's giraffe population numbers only about 800 individuals, according to the Giraffe Conservation Foundation. Their pale coats, with patterns that do not extend down to their legs, make them easily distinguishable. Standing up to 18.7 feet tall, Rothschild's giraffes are the tallest of all giraffe species. They also stand out due to the presence of 5 ossicones, horn-like structures, on their heads, a feature few other giraffes share. Rothschild's giraffes are not only symbols of majesty, but also play the role of gardeners in the savanna. Their primary food source consists of the leaves of acacia and commiphora trees, and by controlling the growth of vegetation, they help maintain ecological balance. Thanks to their feeding habits, the tree canopies are kept in check, allowing sunlight to penetrate and support the life of many other species below the trees. Their presence is like the heartbeat of the savanna ecosystem, keeping everything in a state of natural balance. But Rothschild's giraffes are not just ecologically significant, they are also important for sustainable ecotourism. According to WWF, ecotourism plays a vital role in the conservation of this species, providing income for local communities and supporting wildlife protection programs. Tourist trips to observe giraffes offer opportunities for humans to connect with nature, serving as a reminder that every living creature plays a critical role in conservation efforts. Across the vast grasslands of the Victoria Basin, Topi, scientifically known as Damaliscus lunatus gemella, strides with the strength of a warrior. With their reddish-brown coats and black markings on their elbows and faces, topis blend perfectly into the savanna, where the golden grass and dusty earth create a natural camouflage. With a muscular build and long legs, topis are known as one of the fastest antelopes on the savanna. Their ability to run at speeds of up to 43 miles per hour allows them to easily escape from formidable predators like lions and leopards. Topis exhibit migratory behavior, seeking lush grasslands and stable water sources near Lake Victoria during the long dry seasons. These antelopes live in herds of 20 to 40 individuals, but during the breeding season or migration, their groups can grow into the hundreds. This is a dance of unity, where the herd protects one another from predators. Moving away from the sun-drenched tropical savannas with their unpredictable rains, we enter a new world, the temperate savanna. This ecological region is characterized by alternating wet summers and dry winters. This shift creates an entirely different ecosystem, like a new melody in nature's endless symphony. The temperate savanna ecoregion stretches across vast plains in southern Africa, from Kruger National Park to Pilanesberg and Kagalagadi. Here, tall grass and shrubs like Acacia tortilis and Combratum stretch out under the blue sky, standing resilient against dry soil and natural wildfires. The temperate savanna is not just a place of challenge, but also where life shines brightest in adversity, with each creature telling a story of resilience and strength. Among them, the white rhinoceros stands as one of the most iconic species in the temperate savanna of southern Africa. This massive herbivore is scientifically named Ceratotherium cymum and is the largest of the 5 remaining rhinoceros species. According to its average body mass, weighing up to 5,500 pounds and reaching a body length of 13 feet, the white rhinoceros is one of the largest terrestrial mammals alive today, second only to the 3 extant elephant species. The white rhinoceros is distinguished by its characteristic broad, square-shaped mouth, perfectly adapted for grazing on short grasses. Its 2 large horns, made from keratin, the same material as human hair and nails, are its most recognizable feature. The front horn, which is the longest, can reach up to 65 inches in large bulls, with an average weight of around 8.8 pounds. This horn, a powerful tool for self-defense and a symbol of strength, is also the reason why the species is highly targeted by poachers. White rhinoceroses have endured a long survival journey full of challenges. By the late 19th century, they had nearly disappeared from the wild, with only about 20 individuals remaining. Yet, through relentless conservation efforts, the population began to recover in one of the most remarkable stories of wildlife preservation. As of 2023, the population of white rhinoceroses in Africa is estimated to be around 18,000 individuals. White rhinoceroses have a wide, square lip, which is specially designed for grazing on low-growing grass. Every day, they consume up to 265 pounds of grass, playing a vital role in maintaining the balance of the grassland ecosystem. By preventing grass from growing excessively, white rhinoceroses help promote the growth of other plant species and provide living space for numerous other animals within the savanna. Most of the white rhinoceros population resides in Kruger National Park and Kagalagadi National Park, areas with wet summers and dry winters. This harsh climate creates ideal conditions for grass to thrive, providing a steady food source for the rhinos. However, the journey of the white rhinoceros is not just a story of survival. It is also a battle against poaching. Save the Rhino reports that in 2022 alone, more than 450 rhinos were killed in South Africa for their horns, primarily to supply the Asian market. This poses a serious threat to the species' survival. On the vast plains of southern Africa, plains zebras, scientifically known as Equus quagga, are a common sight. They are one of the most abundant zebra species and play a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance in these expansive grasslands. The black and white stripes that cover their bodies are nature's unique design. No 2 zebras have identical stripes. Each one is a masterpiece unto itself. When zebras move in large herds, the stripes blend together, confusing predators like lions as they try to focus on a single target. As of 2023, the population of plains zebras in southern Africa is estimated at around 300,000 individuals. These zebras are primarily grazers, consuming up to 30 pounds of grass daily. With their ability to digest tough, fibrous plants, plains zebras help regulate the growth of grasslands. They prevent overgrowth, inhibit the spread of invasive grass species, and create room for other vegetation, thus sustaining the savanna ecosystem. Their existence supports not just their survival, but helps maintain the delicate balance of the savanna, where each species contributes to the dynamic web of African wildlife. The blue wildebeest, famed for its great migrations in East Africa, also maintains a stable population in southern Africa, with around 1.2 million individuals recorded as of 2023. This fact demonstrates that the temperate savannas of southern Africa are still home to one of the richest populations of wildlife on Earth. This species of antelope, scientifically named Conochaetes taurinus, is easily recognized by its bluish-gray coat and distinctive curved horns. They weigh up to 600 pounds and measure about 8 feet in length. With powerful legs, blue wildebeests can sprint at speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, outpacing predators like lions and hyenas. In the temperate savanna, blue wildebeests play a crucial role as one of the primary herbivores, consuming large amounts of grass and helping to keep the savanna's grasslands in balance. Each day, a single wildebeest can consume up to 33 pounds of grass, slowing down the growth of older grasses and creating space for new shoots. In doing so, they provide sustenance for other herbivores like antelopes, zebras, and kudus. Alongside the blue wildebeest, the eland antelope is one of the most important and widespread antelope species in the temperate savannas of southern Africa. The eland, scientifically known as Taurotragus oryx, is the largest antelope species in the world, boasting a robust physique, weighing up to 2,200 pounds and standing around 6 feet tall at the shoulder. With a tan coat and long spiral horns, which can grow up to 26 inches in males, these features make the eland antelope stand out. Their horns are not only used for defense, but also play a significant role in power struggles for dominance and mates during the breeding season. Despite their size, eland antelopes can run at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, making them swift enough to escape predators like lions and hyenas. Eland antelopes mainly inhabit open grasslands, where they can move freely to forage for food and water. Their ability to endure droughts is remarkable, as they can survive for long periods without drinking water, obtaining moisture from the plants they eat instead. According to the IUCN, the population of eland remains stable, with approximately 136,000 individuals across Africa as of 2023, thanks to their seasonal migrations in search of fresh grazing lands, which help maintain their health and population. Leaving behind the grasslands of the temperate savanna, we venture into a different world, the flooded savanna. This is a region where water and life blend together, where seasonal rains transform the landscape. The dry grasslands are suddenly submerged, creating vast lakes and wetlands. The flooded savanna is one of Africa's most miraculous ecosystems, where adaptation is the key to survival. The Sud, one of Africa's largest wetlands, is a heartland of life where the hippopotamus finds its ideal home. The hippopotamus, commonly known as the hippo, has the scientific name Hippopotamus amphibius. According to WWF, the Sud is home to approximately 40,000 hippos, making it one of the largest populations in the world. The hippo is a massive animal, only surpassed by elephants and white rhinoceroses in size. An adult male can weigh up to 3,300 pounds. Despite their enormous size, they spend most of their time in the water, where the cool currents help regulate their body temperature and protect their skin from the harsh savanna sun. A typical group of hippos consists of 10 to 30 individuals that live and protect each other. The role of hippos extends beyond the water. As they graze and move across land, they help maintain the vegetation, preventing wildfires that could occur from the accumulation of dry grass. Additionally, Their waste serves as a vital nutrient source for river and lake ecosystems, nourishing microorganisms and fish. Acting as a bridge between two worlds, the hippo is both a water dweller and a land manager, maintaining the delicate balance of the Sud ecosystem. The Sud is not only a sanctuary for large animals, but also a critical stopover for hundreds of migratory bird species. The journey of these migratory birds to the Sud is closely tied to the rainy season. As water levels rise, the region becomes a vibrant ecological tapestry. According to BirdLife International, more than 400 bird species have been recorded in the Sud, including many rare species. The grey heron, scientifically known as Ardea cinerea, is another significant bird species found in the Sud. With a wingspan of up to 6.5 feet and a slender body, the grey heron is easily recognizable by its long neck and grey-white feathers. They nest and breed in the wetlands, where abundant fish and amphibians support their next generation. The challenges faced by the travelers of the Great Migration across the African savanna extend beyond dangerous river crossings and the threats posed by predators. There is also the rising pressure from environmental stress. Climate change is becoming one of the biggest challenges the Great Migration must face. The migrating animals rely heavily on fresh grass and clean water, but the weather no longer follows traditional patterns. This not only changes their habitat, but alters the entire migration journey. These challenges push the herds into a more intense struggle for survival, where both nature and predators become significant threats. The rainy season in the Serengeti usually lasts from November to December, with a longer rainy season from March to May. But according to 2024 reports, rainfall has become more unpredictable. Short rains may last longer or arrive late, forcing the animals to adjust their migration pace. This directly affects the growth of grass, leaving insufficient food for the entire herd. In addition to changes in rainfall, average temperatures in the Serengeti and Masai Mara have also risen due to climate change. Higher temperatures cause water to evaporate more quickly, drying up rivers like the Grumeti and Mara much faster. This forces the herds to travel farther and move more quickly in search of water. In harsher years, higher temperatures lead to a spike in mortality rates due to exhaustion and a lack of food sources. One result of shifting rainfall patterns is the occurrence of extreme weather events, such as droughts and floods. Among these, drought in the Serengeti poses one of the most severe challenges for migrating animals. When the grass doesn't grow fast enough or in sufficient quantities, wildebeest, zebras and gazelles are forced to move earlier toward Masai Mara or stay there longer. This creates immense pressure on resources in the Masai Mara, where both grass and water become scarce. Flooding also poses hidden threats. According to a 2023 report from the Serengeti Research Institute, during years of heavy rainfall, rivers can become fast-flowing torrents, putting the herds in danger. Mortality rates during river crossings can reach up to 10%, particularly among the young. The river crossings, a vital part of the Great Migration, turn into nightmares where life and death are only a breath apart. Meanwhile, erosion and shifts in the terrain continuously reshape the path of the Great Migration. Heavy rains carve deep valleys and rugged hills into the savanna's surface. Rivers that once provided life have now turned into swift currents, threatening any animal that dares to approach. wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles are forced to adjust their routes, sometimes crossing areas previously unexplored. The situation is far from ideal. Under human impact, even more serious consequences are happening with increasing frequency. The struggle for survival is no longer governed solely by the natural order. Infrastructure development in the Serengeti and Masai Mara is threatening the great migration of millions of herbivores and the entire food chain within this ecosystem. Projects such as roads, bridges, and urban development are creating major barriers, disrupting migration routes that have existed for thousands of years. These constructions cut across vast grasslands, dividing important ecological corridors that the migrating herds regularly use. WWF's 2023 report warns that such infrastructure could lead to significant accidents for the herds as they are forced to cross roads to continue their journey. Moreover, while tourism provides a significant revenue stream for Tanzania and Kenya, unsustainable tourism practices are causing concerning impacts on the Great Migration. The construction of resorts, campsites, and roads has encroached on the natural habitat of wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles. Overcrowded safari vehicles in protected areas are a major issue. According to the Kenya Wildlife Service's 2024 report, during peak season, the Masai Mara can see as many as 600 vehicles per day. This heavy traffic not only disrupts the natural behavior of animals, but also causes stress. Herds are chased, forced to avoid vehicles, and must constantly change their routes, leading to herd fragmentation and increasing the risk of predation. The Great Migration, a majestic natural phenomenon, is facing increasingly serious threats. New developments are rising, grasslands are shrinking. Climate and weather patterns are becoming more unpredictable and erratic. Natural disasters are becoming more severe. The migrations seem longer, more exhausting, and more intense. The savanna ecosystem is withering with each blade of grass during the dry season. Without timely protective action, this magnificent journey of survival could be irreversibly damaged in the not-too-distant future. In response to these mounting challenges, international organizations, local governments, and non-profits have been working tirelessly to find solutions for nature conservation. Expanding protected nature reserves and ecological corridors has become one of the key strategies. The Serengeti and Masai Mara are already large protected areas, but expanding them to ensure connectivity between these regions is essential. One notable project is the Western Corridor of the Serengeti. According to a 2023 report from the Tanzania Wildlife Research Institute, the Tanzanian government is working to expand this area to protect the herds as they cross the Grumeti and Mara rivers. These corridors help minimize human-wildlife conflicts while protecting migration routes from fragmentation. According to the Serengeti Research Institute in 2024, the government has implemented measures to limit the number of vehicles in conservation areas to reduce disruptions to the natural behavior of migrating animals. Ecotourism is also encouraged, with resorts adopting sustainable practices such as minimizing plastic waste and using renewable energy. Restoration projects for vegetation and water management at rivers like the Grumeti and Mara have also contributed to maintaining a viable habitat for migrating animals. According to data from the Serengeti Ecosystem Management Project in 2023, 5,000 hectares of land have been restored, providing food for the herds during migration. Additionally, Environmental education programs, supported by organizations like the African Wildlife Foundation, have raised awareness and reduced the pressure from poaching. Local communities are encouraged to participate in eco-tourism projects, allowing them to benefit directly from this source of income. In the ongoing efforts to conserve this ecosystem, the Northern Tanzania Rangelands Initiative, NTRI, has emerged as an inspiring success story. This collaborative effort between conservation organizations and local communities aims to protect vital ecological corridors, particularly along the migration route of wildebeest, zebras and gazelles from the Serengeti to the Maasai Mara. The success of these conservation projects also serves as a reminder of the responsibility we all share. To protect this great migration and the ecosystem it supports, not only organizations and governments, but also individuals play a crucial role. By contributing financially to reputable conservation organizations, people can directly support efforts to protect wildebeest, zebras, and gazelles. When visiting the Serengeti or Masai Mara, choosing eco-friendly tour companies with clear conservation standards, such as using renewable energy or reducing plastic waste, is a practical way to contribute. Respecting conservation guidelines, such as keeping a safe distance from animals, is another way to protect them from unnecessary stress. Visitors can also support community-based conservation projects by purchasing handmade crafts or using services from the Maasai people. Have you ever been on a safari, witnessing the endless flow of migration and the heart-stopping river crossings of the Great Migration? If so, don't hesitate to share your experiences in the comments below. Your photos and stories help raise global awareness of the importance and urgency of protecting this ecosystem. Human threats remain, and conservation efforts must continue to be maintained and developed to ensure the survival of the iconic species of the African savanna. One of the most important solutions for preserving the savanna ecosystem is the establishment and management of nature reserves and national parks. These areas not only protect natural habitats, but also help mitigate human-wildlife conflicts and prevent poaching activities that threaten rare species. According to the IUCN, there are currently more than 300 nature reserves and national parks across Africa, covering approximately 3.9 million square miles. These are ecological fortresses, where nature can breathe and life can continue to flourish. Moreover, advanced technologies have been deployed to combat poaching. In parks like Kruger and Serengeti, drones and GPS systems are used to monitor animals and detect poachers. The SMART, Spatial Monitoring and Reporting Tool project, has made a significant impact. In the journey to protect the wilderness of the African savanna, the story of the African wild dogs is an inspiring example of conservation efforts. In the early 2000s, the wild dog population had plummeted to only about 6,000 individuals across the continent. The species was on the brink of extinction, facing habitat loss and poaching. However, conservation initiatives have sparked hope for the recovery of this species. The story of the African wild dog's resurgence is a vivid testament to how conservation is not only the responsibility of large organizations, but also requires the collective effort of local communities. Protecting the savanna is not just about safeguarding a wilderness, but about preserving the rhythm of the global ecosystem. Each individual has a responsibility, and we can all contribute through even the smallest actions. This could mean supporting organizations like WWF and African Parks in their anti-poaching projects. It could mean avoiding the use of wildlife products such as ivory and animal skins. Additionally, contributing to reforestation programs and protecting animal habitats are small acts that can make a big impact. Have you ever immersed yourself in the natural landscape and witnessed the wild survival dance of the African savanna? If so, feel free to share your exciting experiences in the comments section below. Every story you share is like a green seedling, helping to nurture the life of the African savanna grasslands so that the beauty of nature can be preserved and endure forever. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell to join us on more magical adventures where nature's stories are still waiting to be told.